I deal in reality, and and that's always been a part of my work, is dealing with the reality of whether it actually works or not. I mean, in artistic endeavors, and you go through art school and you have those questions: does this piece work? And I could never really. I like that question because it's so elusive, though. It's like, what do you mean, does it work? And with an engine, it either works or it doesn't. And it actually does work. I'm Todd Cahill, and we're at Steamachine Sculpture. I didn't do any kind of metalworking or woodworking when I was in high school, just very little. I mostly concentrated on 2D, kind of etching style drawing and printmaking. You make practical decisions in your life, and I've always been sort of veering between the practical and the impractical, and even like a decision to make steam engines would seemingly be a very impractical choice of media, but what it led me to learn very practical things.
Todd is really an amazing, unique person. He's an individual who uses both sides of his brain, which for here at the museum, we always say that's innovation. You can understand science and math and technology, but if you don't use the creative side of your brain, innovation will never happen. One of my machinists said to me the other day, "I don't like art." And I said, "But you like Todd Cahill's work." He said, "Well, that's not art, that's engineering." I said, "Well, it's both."
The engines that I build, because of their scale, you can capture the whimsy, you can capture, like I said, the personality of engines, the personality of steam. It's got all these quirks and stuff, but there's no way on that scale that I can capture the glory of it, and the awe-inspiring history, and just so that I started drawing again to depict that. I've been to sites, in England and Europe and Canada, and of these humongous engines that went, and they run them, and it's just the feeling you get, and you can feel it in your gut, and I can't capture that just because of the scale. So I'm trying to capture that in the drawings, and they sort of have personalities. Some of them are tributes to people that I knew. There's a lot of personal stuff in them. It's inevitable when you have to draw 1,000,000 lines in a drawing that some of them, that person is right there, right in that little grid right there. As a boy, I loved trains and steam trains and locomotives, but when I started making steam engines, I think that was kind of that rediscovery of a boyhood interest. I don't know. I just loved it because it was like an automatic personality you could put in a machine that was unpredictable, that would go awry, I completely wouldn't understand why it wasn't working, or I would, or they're rude, they're spitting, they're hot, they're they burn you, they're funny, they're quirky. So it was, and none of that I had to do. I had to. It's not like I injected a personality in these things. They just have them. It seems like the market it's a tough one. It's a very narrow one, but once you kind of penetrate it, I'm hoping that it'll be a lot wider, and that's what it's proven to be. But I still needed a venue because I couldn't have it in the galleries, and they were like fire, boiling water. No way. So I didn't really see that as an option. And I didn't really see it as necessary. But to find that viewer, to find those people that I thought would like my work, I went to engine shows and antique machinery shows and tractor shows and these things that were in the middle of nowhere, and some of them are at museums or on farmers' fields I met so many people and met my audience. A piece of artwork is not complete. It's not even, I don't think it's even a piece of art until you have a viewer.